And the Islamic finance industry in Nigeria, according to Fitch Ratings, remains nascent and it's in its early stages of development, but there is potential for growth. This view is based on Nigeria being the most populous country in Africa with the 5th largest Muslim population in the world, along with rising government support for the sector and large financing requirements. Jaiz Bank, the first non-interest bank established in Nigeria operating under Islamic banking principles, says it offers regular personal banking, corporate banking for organizations, and also trade financing with a high ethical standard and best practices. Executive Director, Business Development North, Jaiz Bank, Sirajo Salisu, joins us now to tell us more. Thank you very much, Mr. Salisu, for joining us on the program.
Good morning.
Thank you very much, and good morning, Nigerians. It's my pleasure to be here.
Good morning. So let's have an overview of Islamic banking and finance in Nigeria as Nigeria's premier non-interest bank. How has the journey been so far for your bank?
Okay, once again, thank you very much. Before the experience or the journey, let me take this opportunity to just shed more light on non-interest banking, or Islamic banking as some people used to call it. Is a system of banking or a financial transaction that is Sharia compliant. When we say Sharia compliant, Islamic Sharia compliant, which Sharia is a popular word among non-Muslims. So a non-Muslim can actually be a shareholder of a non-interest bank. A non-Muslim can be a staff of non-interest bank, as we used to have at the moment. A non-Muslim can be a customer of a non-interest bank, not only an ordinary customer, but in court it can be a borrowing customer, and that borrowing can be up to any extent one can think of. A non-Muslim can be a regulator, as we used to have. Most of the people regulating Islamic banking or non-interest banking in Nigeria, either from NDIC or CBN or SEC, they are non-Muslim. So it's actually a system of financial transaction that is Sharia compliant, but it can accommodate all parties, not only Muslims necessarily.
Mr. Salisu, with increasing competition in the non-interest financial system, especially new fully fledged banks coming on stream, how well positioned is Jaiz Bank, ahead of the competition?
Well, as the saying goes, if you don't take care of your customers, competition will do so. But ironically, we are not looking at sister full-fledged Islamic banks as our competitors. They are actually our brothers, our sisters, our cousins. But the major competition is actually the conventional bank. And that is why you see gradually we are moving toward that, giving people alternative. So we are facing the conventional banking system as our major competitor, not the full-fledged Islamic banks. And for that, like I said, it's a situation where you have to service your customers very well. We call ourselves partners to our customers. We're not only here to finance them or give them loans and just wait for them to profit from them, but we are partners in the business, we are partners in progress, and we look at that as our major strength, and that is our preparation to face the competition.
So can you highlight some of your product offerings and some of your unique selling points?
Yeah, you see, when you're talking about product, I'm being a little bit cautious so that we use a terminology that everybody can understand. We have what is called a sales plus markup transactions. In sales plus markup transaction, we are talking of you buy an asset or a product, and you are selling to your customer based on what you call a markup, meaning a profit markup on it. Or you are talking of leasing, you lease an equipment or you lease a service, and you also rent it to your customer and you make profit from there. Or you are talking of going into a partnership, meaning a customer or your own customer can bring in something and you bring in a particular amount and you join hands together and you go into that partnership. These are all various products that we use to service our customers.
All right, so Jaiz Bank has recorded, so much success in the last few years, especially the last financial year. Your financial performance was quite impressive, gross earning up about 33% year on year, and profit after tax up by 19%. How did you, manage to stay above water despite the COVID-19 pandemic?
You are very correct for that, and this is just a practical testimony of how resilient Islamic or non-interest banking is. If our customers are happy, we are also happy. If our customers are not doing well, certainly it will also affect us. But the fact that non-interest banking is transaction-based, this is a situation where you are not working on any speculation. This is a situation where you are dealing on a particular asset or a particular transaction that is not based on hearsay, but you are doing it together with your customer, and each party is happy. And that is why you see our performance in Q1, like I said, is showing that non-interest banking is actually a system of banking that people should look at, because like I said earlier, if we are happy with if our customers are happy, we are also happy. And the performance of Q1 has shown that. Well, other banks or other customers are looking at how to survive in a situation where we partner with our customers, we restructure transaction according to the reality of life, or we restructure again according to how the market or how we find ourselves. So this is just some of the reasons that you see those performance in Q1.
Now, reviewing your financials, we observe increase in number of branches to about 40. That was in 2020, when banks are trying to reduce physical branches. Can you shed more light on your strategy here?
Yeah. As much as people are trying to, we also try to use technology, but in some circumstances, you just have to be very physical. And this is the reason why we try to be in almost all the necessary corners of Nigeria. We are at the moment in almost all the geographical regions. We are in the south, we are in the south, we are in almost everywhere in the north except just one state. And the idea of opening more branches in conjunction with technology is just to show our presence, as we call ourselves partnership bank. We are very close to the customers. We are together with you. You are seeing us physically, and that is just why we are increasing, and we will also continue to increase. In this very soon, people will begin to see us in Abeokuta, people will see us in Akure, people will see us in Dutse, people will see us in Damaturu. So we'll continue to open more branches as the need arises in conjunction with the use of technology.
All right. Well, looking at your latest result, first quarter 2021, gross earnings rose by 43% year on year, and the profit after tax spiked by about 54%. Do you expect this trend to continue for the remaining quarters of 2021?
Yeah. Thank you very much. We are very optimistic about that level of growth you continue to see, because from 2011 to 2020, if you check the record, you see a tremendous growth almost year in, year out. And we expect this growth to continue, as you mentioned earlier, that the industry is nascent, and we are very happy that some players are coming on board. The more players we have on board, the more strategic we become, the more comfortable we become. Like I said, they are not our competitors, but we will work together and continue to boost the non-financial services, non-interest financial services in Nigeria.
Now, as you are aware, Nigerian investors are mostly, after dividend. Can you discuss your dividend payout policy?
Well, this will be the second year running that we are paying dividend, and every investor is actually after dividend, and that is why we are not resting on our toes, that to make sure that from last year and continuously, inshallah, we will continue to pay dividend. And the policy of the dividend is not something we will discuss here, but our aim and our hope and our objective is to pay the dividend. We have started paying, even this year we are paying, and inshallah we will continue to pay.
All right, what is your outlook, for the bank, as right now Nigeria is going through a lot of challenges, with insecurity and all of that. What is your outlook for the sector?
Yeah, you see, this as much as we continue to pray for these security challenges to ease up, but we have to look at it that it's going to be business as usual. Business will continue. If farmers refuse to go to the farm, hunger will be around our corner. If businesses refuse to operate, there wouldn't be problem around the corner. If businesses are not paying tax, government also will not function very well. So in spite of these security challenges, we look at it as a business as usual. So we are not going to rest or to think that to be discouraged by the insecurity. As much as we continue to pray for peace to reign, we also have to continue to service our customers. And that is why we even mention some of the new branches that are coming on board. The issue of insecurity is very unfortunate, but it's something that we are hoping and gradually it will ease off.
All right, Mr. Salusi, just before we let you go, how can the government leverage on Islamic finance to solve the problems of underdevelopment or drive its policies in agricultural revolution, energy, and job creation?
Yeah. So thank you very much for that. And we have always been mentioning to people that government can leverage on Islamic finance to actually bring about development in all these sectors you have mentioned. Practically, when you move around Nigeria now, you see some signage, Skook Road, meaning this is a road funded by Skook. Being non-interest banking a transaction-based activity, you need to tangibly see what you are involved. If government is using the Islamic finance or non-interest finance to fund most of these projects, like we did in Skook, it can be the same thing on the road concessions. It can be the same thing on the sectors like railway corporation. I give you an example. If government today wants to have, just like if you build a car park, government is not the owner of those motors or the vehicles at the park. Government can equally look at railway operation and begin to encourage entrepreneurs to say, come and run these sectors. And this is where Islamic banking or non-interest finance can come in, because we can go into the purchase or leasing of those equipment. We can use the concession, and it's an avenue that government will use to reach out to. If you use the MSME, and like I said, we are transaction-based, people will now be practically out of poverty, and we will use our system to bring out the best out of people, instead of just financing where the rate of returns or the interest charge will weigh down some of these activities that are a little bit speculative.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Sirajo Salisu, the Executive Director, Business Development North at Jaiz Bank. We do appreciate your time this morning with us.
Thank you very much.
We take a break now, and when we come back, Commodities Market Update is next. To stay with us.